The slap that changed everything. I still remember the sound, not because it hurt, but because of how quiet the room became afterward. 1 second, I was standing in the grand ballroom of my father's birthday gala. The next, my brother's hand struck my face. The music stopped. Conversations died. Hundreds of guests turned toward us. My brother pointed directly at me. "You don't belong here." His voice echoed across the room. I felt every eye staring at me. Some looked shocked. Others looked embarrassed. But nobody said a word, not even my father. And that silence hurt far more than the slap. I stood frozen. My cheeks burned. My heart pounded. I wanted to disappear. Yet what happened next would change all of our lives forever. Because sitting only a few tables away was a man nobody expected to get involved. The governor. And when he finally stood up, the entire room stopped breathing. The daughter nobody wanted. To understand that moment, you need to understand my family. Growing up, I was always the outsider. My brother Ethan was the favorite. He was confident, popular, perfect, at least according to everyone else. I was different, quiet, hardworking, always trying to earn approval that never seemed to come. When my mother passed away, things became even worse. My father buried himself in business. Ethan became more arrogant. And somehow, I became the easy target. Years passed. I moved away, built my own life, started my own career. I stopped asking for acceptance. I stopped chasing their approval. But when my father's 70th birthday arrived, I received an invitation. For a moment, I thought maybe things had changed. Maybe my family wanted peace. Maybe they finally saw me as one of them. I couldn't have been more wrong. The public humiliation. The ballroom looked like something from a movie. Crystal chandeliers, expensive suits, famous guests, politicians, business leaders, people with power. I arrived quietly. I didn't want attention. But Ethan noticed me immediately. The expression on his face told me everything. He didn't want me there. For most of the evening, he ignored me. Then came the speech. My father stood before the crowd. Everyone applauded. People celebrated his achievements, his success, his legacy. Then Ethan grabbed the microphone. At first, he joked. The crowd laughed. Then his eyes landed on me. And suddenly his tone changed. He began making comments. Small insults. Little digs. The crowd shifted uncomfortably. I tried to ignore him. But he wasn't finished. He walked directly toward me. Then came the slap. And the words that followed. "You don't belong here." The room froze. I felt completely alone. Until a chair moved across the ballroom. And someone stood up. The governor speaks. The governor slowly walked toward us. Nobody expected it. Not me. Not Ethan. Not my father. The room became silent. Even Ethan suddenly looked nervous. The governor looked around the crowd. Then, he asked a simple question. "Do you people really not know who she is?" Nobody answered. The silence felt endless. Ethan forced a laugh. "She's just my sister." The governor smiled. "No." He paused. "She is much more than that." Now, everyone was staring at me. I wished the floor would open beneath my feet. The governor continued. "You see a woman standing alone. But I see someone who changed thousands of lives." Confused whispers filled the room. Ethan's confidence started disappearing. My father looked puzzled. Then the governor began revealing a story they had never bothered to learn. My story. The secret they never asked about. Years earlier, after leaving home, I had started working with struggling communities. Small projects at first. Nothing glamorous. No headlines. No attention. Just helping people. One project became 10. 10 became 50. Soon we were building scholarship programs, supporting local businesses, creating opportunities where none existed. I never talked about it publicly. I never wanted recognition. But the governor knew, because his office had worked alongside several of our programs. He knew the impact. He knew the lives we had changed. He knew things my own family never bothered to ask about. The room listened in shock. People who ignored me moments earlier were now staring with respect. The governor wasn't finished. He looked directly at Ethan. "You judged someone without knowing her value. Then he looked toward my father. And you allowed it. The words hit harder than any slap. For the first time all night, nobody knew what to say. The truth finally comes out. My father slowly stood. His face looked pale. I had never seen him that way before. For years, he assumed he knew everything about me. But now he was hearing things for the first time. The scholarships, the charities, the partnerships, the families helped, the opportunities created. None of it came from him. None of it came from Ethan. It came from the daughter they ignored, the daughter they underestimated. My father looked at me. There were tears in his eyes. Real tears. I didn't know. Those 3 words carried decades of regret. And honestly, part of me wanted to be angry. Part of me wanted revenge. Part of me wanted him to feel the same pain I had carried for years. But something unexpected happened. I realized I didn't need revenge anymore. The truth was already doing the work for me. Ethan's collapse. Ethan tried to recover. He tried to laugh. He tried to change the subject. But nobody was listening. The crowd's attention had shifted. The same guests who admired him now questioned him. The same people who ignored me were approaching me, congratulating me, thanking me, respecting me. And Ethan hated every second of it. Because for once, he couldn't control the narrative. For once, people saw reality, not his version of it. His confidence vanished. His smile disappeared. And his silence said everything. The humiliation he intended for me had returned to him. Not through revenge. Not through anger. But through truth. The lesson nobody expected. By the end of the evening, the ballroom felt completely different. My father approached me privately. He apologized. Not because he was forced to. Because he finally understood. For the first time in years, we had an honest conversation. As for Ethan, he left early. Without saying goodbye. Without another insult. Without another excuse. And as I watched him walk away, I realized something important. People often think revenge means hurting someone back. But the most powerful revenge is success. The most powerful revenge is becoming so strong that the people who doubted you can no longer ignore your worth. That night, I didn't win because the governor defended me. I won because I had spent years building a life that spoke for itself. And eventually, the truth became impossible to hide. So if someone tells you that you don't belong, don't waste your energy proving them wrong. Build your future. Keep moving forward. Because one day, the world will see what they refuse to see. And when that moment comes, you won't need revenge. The truth will be enough. The end.